recording. Now, before today, we would have gone through a couple of stuff already. Some of the students here would have gone through a couple of stuff already. So I'm going to quickly go through where you should be now. Then we're going to talk about some key points and strategies for pitching. Then we're also going to look at the different parts of a pitch. Then, of course, how to create a storyboard for your pitch and tips and tricks on how to film your pitch video. As a matter of fact, this last one, I don't think we're going to cover this because it's a big topic. We're not going to cover this today. I'm just conscious of the time. All right. But we'll try and see what we can do with these three. Sorry, those four there. All right. Right. So, before now, or before today, these are the things that you should have done. I know I have been talking to Gea and Basmara, and we're trying to decide a topic for you guys there. But again, at this stage, a lot of you would have completed, you know what your topic are. You know your problem statements. You've practiced it. You've played around with it, how does the problem affect the lives of those experiencing it? I have asked you guys to come up with a solution, an answer to that question. So these are key questions that you need to address for you to figure out what sort of features your app must have. You see, all of this, all the while I've been saying, write this thing, give me answer to this. The reason why I've been saying that is because you need to figure out the type of features your app should have. All right. So for instance, if you're able to answer this question here, this is the big one here. Okay. This is the big question. If you're able to answer this question, we are grand. All right. For instance, if you say, what are the key obstacles that are preventing this problem from being solved in Ireland today? For example, if the obstacle, it's about gender equality, for instance, okay? You're complaining about gender equality. Maybe girls are not treated well, are not being treated well, or girls are not allowed, or girls are not paid equally as men, for instance. So you want to find out, what are the obstacles? Why is it like that? Now, I as a child, as a young person, you might not know all this. You just have to research, or you just have to find out from people. You just have to maybe carry out some interviews and find out and ask the question, why is it like this? You may even ask your teacher, why is it that girls are not attracted to some certain professions? If you don't know it, or you Google it. You interview people to get the answers. You see, now, once they tell you those answers, for instance, if they say the reason why girls are not attracted to computer science is because it is, and girls feel that it is for boys. It's masculine or something. Then you want to design an application that will reverse that. Maybe you want to design an app that will make computer science more feminine. Does that make sense? It has to address the problem. Okay? It has to address the problem. So once you can get the reason why this is like that, then you now design an app to flip it around. All right? Let me use another example. Can somebody give me an example of the Kamara? Can you tell me what's your app for? Kamara, can you speak? No? Kamara? Yeah. I see you've raised the hand. Can you speak? I was going to ask you, what's your app for? Let me use another example. I've used gender equality just to give you girls more idea about how to tackle issues.
Is my mic on?
Okay, we fear people don't. Oh yeah, I can hear you now. Go ahead. Speak, Camera. What's your issue? What are you working on?
Okay.
Can you increase the volume a little bit?
Air pollution.
Go ahead. Okay, I thought we changed that one. Now it's no longer air pollution. Were you not there?
Carpooling.
Say that again. Exactly. Your stuff is on carpooling. All right. So let's see how we can work on carpooling. Sorry, forgive my writing there. I'm just using. All right. Your application is on carpooling now. So what you should be doing is that what's the obstacle? Why would people not want to carpool
the people that
in the first place?
Carpooling because they might not know them.
Fantastic. Safety. Okay? You're not sure of these people, so you have concern. That's the risk associated with carpooling, safety. So you want to make sure that the application you're designing takes care of safety. All right? Do you get it? So if you don't even know the answer right away, Google it. What will be the risk factor associated with carpooling? Then you want to ensure that you take you make sure that issue is addressed in your app. And of course, you're doing carpooling because of CO2 emission, isn't it? The climate change, isn't it? Yeah, that's the main thing. Okay, climate change. So again, the issue we're going to be looking at here, it's any obstacle that will stop, that's preventing people from even considering climate change. All right. And I remember talking to you the last time. One of the reasons you said is that some people are not interested in it. They don't even know about it.
Some people
right? You want to tell me more?
Like why just aren't bothered because it's not affecting us now. Like they're just saying like they don't want to deal with it. Like it's not their problem. Like because it's not going to affect us now, but it will affect us in the future if we don't get a handle on it.
Exactly. So that means you want to design an application that will make people to be more aware of it, to see the danger of what is coming ahead. Do you get that? So your futures, your app will have things like that. Okay. I hope I've addressed this enough. This key thing here that once you're able to answer this question, then you should be able to figure out what sort of features that will be in your app. All right. So then again, I sent you guys a solution statement template to complete. That solution statement is very important that you complete it. Now, I want who is there now? Equality. Is that Laura? Laura, is that you there? Laura, can you speak? Laura, can you speak? Okay, so I don't think she can speak now. Let me move on. I was going to ask Laura because I can see Laura actually complete. Laura and then who is there again? Oh, she left. There's another person that maybe she got kicked out there. I think it's a Danny Ray. She's done their solution statement. I was going to ask you, Laura, what's your experience writing the solution statement? You know, did it make you know more stuff? Did you bring your attention to stuff? You can type it if you can speak, Laura. It's important that I highlight the importance of the solution statement. Laura, are you there? Okay. So the bottom line here is that if you're able to write your solution statement, you have captured the essence of almost everything. Okay? You've captured the essence of almost everything. So that template that I've emailed to everyone, so please endeavor to write the solution statement. All right, so let me move on. Oh, the reception is breaking for you, Laura. Is it breaking for everyone as well? Is it breaking? Maybe it's the internet for her, right? Okay, so let's move on. Now, The key points. Okay, so I want you to turn off your mic. Kamara, turn off your mic so to avoid echoing. All right, brilliant. Turn off your mic to avoid echoing. Is that camera? All right. So basically, what are the key points that you need to know when you are writing, when you're thinking about writing a pitch? You want to make sure you plan very well. You want to make sure you practice. All right. Planning is key. That is, how do you plan? You want to figure out what would be in the first page. What would you say first? What comes next? Things like that. Then you want to engage with your audience. You don't want to just have a blank face. All right. You want to make sure whatever you're saying, your face express it. Or your body language, for instance. You want to think positive. I know it's normal to be nervous when you are giving a pitch, but again, you want to convert that nerves to something positive, right? And also, I advise that you record yourself and play it back and see how it goes, and see the kind of mannerism you exhibit when you talk, because at times, when we listen to ourselves or we look at our play back a video of ourselves, we say, oh, we notice that, oh, I'm doing this very well. Then you do more of it. Or I'm not doing this well, and you get rid of such habit. Okay? So I suggest that from time to time, you record yourself talking and you play it back to yourself so you can figure out what you're doing right or wrong. All right. Now, what's the strategy? The first strategy I'll talk about is memorize concept, not content. Because if you memorize content, what if you forget it? If you forget what you're memorizing, you will just feel embarrassed. But it's better for you to understand what you're talking about, then you now talk about it with confidence. Maybe you might require something like a pointer, like a small thing to remind you of the points, because that's so important that you know you have all the points that you want to talk about, but now explain it. So I suggest when you're preparing for your pitch, you look at what you want to talk about and you now explain it in your own words. Do it over and over again so that you get used to it. Then again, if you're in a situation, a room where you want to give this, do your presentation, you want to also make sure you talk to the audience. When I say talk to the audience, I mean, sit down, maybe just talk to some other girls, talk to people around, familiarize yourself with them, crack jokes if you have to crack jokes. All this will help the nerves ease down, as opposed to just being quiet and just jump straight to the stage. Talk to people there, because see everybody there as a friend, then it just seem like you're having a conversation when you're on stage. All right. Pay attention to how you're speaking. All right, pay attention to how you're speaking. Don't talk too fast. Don't talk too slow. Just try and make it appropriate. All right. Okay, so now, what are the content of your pitch? What exactly are you going to be talking about? Remember that there are two things that you're going to be doing. You're going to have a 4 minutes video pitch, okay, and you will now have I think it's like a 2 minutes demonstration. So what I'm going to do, before I talk about this thing, I'm going to play an example of a recorded, a submitted pitch. I've done this, there's several, okay? So I would suggest that when you guys are putting your pitch together, you want to make sure you look at the ones that were done in the past, okay? So here's one now. Let me play it.
The problem of household waste.
Hi, I'm Jennifer. I'm Allison. Our app is called Locate Donate, and it solves the problem of household waste.
Enough to have food to eat, clothing to wear, books to read, toys to play with, and electronics to use. However, most of these items are wasted. In fact, only 15% of used clothing is donated or recycled, leaving 85% in landfills. This equates to 10.5 million tons of wasted clothing each year. Perhaps even more alarming, these numbers are growing. The amount of post-consumer textile waste increased by 40% between the years 1999 and 2009. This creates two problems. First of all, these items give off methane once they reach the landfills, which is a greenhouse gas that fuels global warming. Second of all, it robs the less fortunate of the opportunity to secure the items they need to thrive. That's where Locate Donate comes in. Locate Donate makes it easier for people to donate their unused or unwanted items. We created a database of the donation centers in the United States with information like their address, phone number, website, and the kinds of items they accept. Locate Donate lets people search our database to see the donation centers closest to them that will accept the kinds of items they want to donate. Users can view the center on a map, see the other kinds of items they accept, and go to their website or call them for more information. In addition, users can add new locations to the app by clicking the Add It Here button, which will take them to a Google form. There are currently no apps on the market that achieve the same effect as Locate Donate. All of the apps currently available are restricted to one company, such as the Salvation Army or Goodwill. By including multiple companies in our database, we will allow people to use the app for a greater number of reasons, as well as help smaller businesses be recognized. We have interviewed potential customers and they are excited about Locate Donate.
So I think Locate Donate would be an amazing app to help our household decide what to do and where to send items and goods and food and clothing that we don't use anymore but that are still in good condition and can be donated and can help other families.
We have chosen not to charge money for our app because people are much less willing to download an app that costs money. In July 2013, only 6% of the apps that were downloaded were paid for. By making our app free, we will attract a much wider audience. To make money, we will instead show ads. And in 2018, we plan to introduce a feature that will allow users to view their tax report for a cost. We expect the number of users to grow from about 10,000 in our first year to about 450,000 in 2019 as the app gains popularity and new features are added. In addition, the ARPU will grow as a result of the added tax report feature and because of the additional time people will spend on the app as it becomes better. With this as our revenue model, we expect to incur a loss of about $1,000 in our first year, but by the end of 2019, we will have made over $500,000. We have several plans for the expansion of our app. First of all, we will develop an iOS version. We will also expand our app to serve New York, Chicago, and Los Angeles. We also hope to add a gamification feature to make it even more appealing. Users will be awarded points for donating items, and they can compete against their friends. We believe that Locate Donate will make a big difference in our community by rerouting items from landfills to donation centers. We think that all items deserve a new chance at a life with the people that will need them most. Thank you.
Yeah, so you see that video there? It contains everything we are seeing here now. All right? It contains everything. So when you're creating your video, you want to make sure it has a problem statement. They talked about the solution. They talked about their target market. They talked about their competition. They talked about the team. Now, when they talk about problem statement, what exactly are they talking about? If you see in the past, I've always been asking you girls to build up your problem statements. For instance, you want to give a background and a compelling reason why this topic is important. You know, like Gera and Basmala, you see the way I've been asking you guys is why is gender equality important to you? So that is where you need to first of all figure out what the problem statement is. So that is very key. Then of course you want to talk about the solution, right? You want to describe your solution by explaining how your app solves the problem that you have previously identified. Okay? Then of course the target market. What exactly would you be talking under there? You want to make sure you're able to identify who will be using your app and what will they be using your app for. All right? Then as well as competition. Competition, if you do not know, if you do not research to find out if there's a similar app there there is a tendency that you might just be repeating what someone else have already done. So it's important for you to research the App Store, Google it to find out similar apps. And as a matter of fact, if you do not have an idea of what, you want to solve a particular problem, for instance, gender inequality or equality, you don't even have an idea of what it should be, how the app will look like, just Google it. Go to the Play Store app, and you can actually get inspirations from other apps there. Then you can also say, okay, this app has this feature, but it doesn't have this one. So I'm going to add what this app has. I'm going to add something new to it. Okay. So that thing that is new that you're adding to the previous one or to the old app, that makes it different. Or you could combine the properties or the features of 2 or 3 or 4 apps together into one. Do you get it? So that makes yours now unique. Do you get it? So if you're still struggling at this stage, what content should be there, just look for a similar app to get ideas. Okay? Then, of course, the team. You want to also establish the team. You want to mention who are the teams, the people that are actually working on this app, which is yourself. You tell them about your business. What are the roles? What are they playing? Who is the project manager? Who is the finance manager? Who is the marketer, etc. So you want to talk about those ones as well in your pitch. Then, of course, the financial and the milestone. You want to talk about how you plan to make money from the app. If you see the video that I just played, the girls, they talked about how they're going to make money, so that's important as well. So those videos were plenty of videos to guide you, as to what you will be adding to your page. Okay. Now, what are the requirements for submission of your videos? All members of the team are encouraged to speak. All right? Everybody must speak. Let me not say must, they say encourage. Maybe if it so happens that somebody is so afraid to speak, maybe they can spare one person, but they encourage everyone to speak. Then the video can be up to 4 minutes long. All right? And you want to be creative when you are designing your videos. Take a look at other videos. So one good thing about the Technovation stuff, they have analyzed certain videos, that have certain submissions in the past, and they will analyze it and bring out what is good in that video. So I would suggest when you guys are developing or design or creating your video, look at those tips that Technovation gave. Look at the tips, which of course I'm going to be talking about now, that, this video, this is what I like about it. This other one, this is what I like about it. So when you are creating yours, make sure you take all the best aspect of what the feedback that Technovation gave and be creative about it. When I talk about creativity, I'm talking about things like this, for instance, the skits. I don't know if you guys know what skit is. Do you guys know what skit is? What a skit is? Do you know? Like, drawings and, animations, you could add that to it. You could present using a slide. You could present using testimonies from users. If you see, testimony from users is very powerful. So that means whoever is going to be using your app, you want to interview them. Like, what do you think? So they could just say something nice. This app is going to be this, it's going to be that. You add it to the video. Okay, so that means we need to talk to people. We need to interview people and let them give us feedback about our app. So that is why it's important for us to start putting this thing together so we can have enough time to get people to interview, and at the end of the day, we can add it to our video. Okay. Then, of course, you want to cite images for information. If, for instance, you got an image from Google, all right, or you took pictures of some other people, you want to make sure you take permission from them. Okay, you want to cite it somewhere. If you're using PowerPoint, you just cite where you took the image from. That is just normal, just to make sure we don't get into trouble with some other pictures that don't belong to us. All right. Then, of course, all the videos must be submitted to YouTube. Okay, must be submitted to YouTube or Vimeo. How do you pronounce that now? YouTube. However, they do accept other submissions, but so long as it's playable. Okay? You know, but it's just easier to send it to YouTube. Okay? And then finally, for today, you want to make sure when you are writing, before you start recording, you want to do something like this, write a storyboard for your video. For instance, you say, okay, this will be the first slide, and maybe I'll start with a logo or a tagline, an introduction to what we're going to be talking about. You know, you just write it however you want to have it. Okay? However you want to have it, lay them out nicely first in a piece of paper. Okay? And time yourself. Okay? So, and that is all about getting ready to actually do your videos. But would you guys have any questions relating to anything so far? Any question? Any question before I move on to let me move on to this. No question? Okay. I hope you guys are still here. Are you here with me? Say, type yes or no if you're still here with me. Okay, brilliant. Okay, fantastic. Now, you see, I've shown you guys a sample video of a recorded of a presentation. Remember, I said there are two submissions. One is the 4-minute speech, while the other one is the other. It's the 5-minute. Is a 2-minute one. Let me play this for you guys to see. This is the one that it just shows it your app. Okay, so that is the demonstration of the app. So two things: you do your video and you record your the demonstration of your app as well. So those are the main things you want to make sure you have on board while you are doing this. Now, the final task for today is the homework for the week. Hey, here's what I want you girls to do. I'm going to put this on the WhatsApp group as well. So, before you start putting your work together, that's your videos together, here's what you need to do. So, first of all, you want to ensure you go through, make sure you go through all this. Just give me 1 minute here. You see what I have here? I got this from the Technovation website. These are different videos that were analyzed by Technovation themselves. Okay, that's the judges. And they're not saying these videos are perfect. They just selected the best items in them. All right. For instance, the California coders, right? This was in 2016. The video, they said it was clearly defined problem and solution. So if, for instance, you're looking to say, okay, what's the best way to really define my problem? Take a look at this. All right. Then compelling story and illustration of the problem. Take a look at that. Great intros, smart use of graphics and subtitles. Take a look at that. Does that make sense? All right. But so your task now is to go through these videos and answer this question. Maybe just give your own feedback. Okay. You may just look at one or two of the videos and give your own answers. So what makes the pitch stand out? Okay, right there. So that means you've gone through it, you know how to analyze it. When you're analyzing someone else's work, you're getting a better understanding of it as well. So I suggest maybe you take like 2 videos and answer these questions, okay? So this will prepare you to get started with your own work. Is that clear, girls? I think we are okay for today. Is that okay? Any question before we leave? Any question? Okay, if there's no question, okay, all right. So bye-bye. Take care, Equality and Basmala. Bye-bye for now. Take care.